So Matt, let's talk a little bit about your post-ride nutrition. Does your post-ride, I mean, obviously I'm assuming your post-ride nutrition after a 1 hour spin would vary tremendously, compared to a 3 or 4 hour longer ride. Can you talk about that difference and just in general post-ride nutrition tips?
Yeah, I think the most important thing for me when I'm getting home from a ride is starting food almost immediately. The first thing I do usually when I walk in the door is turn the oven on, and I'm still kitted up, and I get the chopping board out, my knife, and I start chopping up potatoes, vegetables, and normally I'll just throw them on a baking sheet, put them in the oven, and so that they're ready in 20-25 minutes. If I've gone out for a 4 or 5 hour ride and I get home and I'm, starving, right. I'll, open up a bag of pita chips and salsa and start knocking those back while I'm chopping up the food or getting changed. I think for me, the biggest thing is just trying to get food into you as soon as possible. That's usually my rule of thumb.
So besides potatoes and pita chips, what else do you gravitate towards?
Vegetables, especially broccoli, asparagus, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, carrots, anything that, is relatively simple to prepare as far as just baking them. That's my go-to. It, takes a couple minutes to prepare, then I can put it in the oven. I can forget about it for 20 minutes while I'm either cleaning my bike or getting changed, or if it's freezing, if I'm hopping in the shower. So that way, the amount of time you're spending preparing the food is relatively short.
Right. How about smoothies? Like I know I like to knock back, and I believe that smoothies have properties where they get assimilated in your stomach very quickly. They enter your bloodstream very quickly. You got the antioxidants and micronutrients. Thoughts on like whole fruits and vegetables smoothies?
Yeah, I would 100% recommend those. The hard thing is being on a college budget and not having easy access of going to the grocery store, where you can keep, higher perishable foods on hand at all times. It makes it more difficult for me to keep those things around. But if I was able to, I would for sure recommend those. Just the amount of nutrients you can bring in through a smoothie is excellent.
Do you pay attention at all to your macronutrient breakdown?
Can't say I do. I never think about it.
Because it all, not to put words in your mouth, but it really all takes care of itself. If you're eating enough calories, you're going to naturally get enough protein and enough carbs and enough fats. Are you along the same lines? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree with it. I can't say I've really spent a lot of time looking into the details of exactly what I'm consuming. My rule of thumb is to consume, whole foods right when I get home. And, if a day comes, I start having problems and that seems to be an issue that I need to look into, maybe that's something that I would, but so far it's been a few years and I haven't experienced anything
right. You'll cross that bridge when you get to it.
Yeah.
But judging by your status as a Cat 1, I think you're all set.